Hello everyone, this is Jay from Brainstream Tutoring, and today we are going to work on slope-intercept form problems from mathworksheetsforkids.com. Okay, so the first problem we have 3x plus 4y equals 8. In order to put this into slope-intercept form, we must know what slope-intercept form is. And slope-intercept form is written as y is equal to mx plus b. So we have to make sure that y is on one side and x is on the other side, and if it allows us to have some type of constant on this side. So let's move on to the first problem. So remember, we're trying to make it look like y equals mx plus b. So in order to do that, we have to move x or y onto the other side. I prefer to move x, so I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. I get 4y is equal to negative 3x plus 8. So it matches. But we see that there is a 4 coefficient with the y. So the next thing we have to do is divide by 4. And we divide by 4 for each term. So we get y is equal to negative 3 over 4x plus 2. We are keeping on with number 2. And so for number 2, I'm going to write the y equals mx plus b as a reminder of how our final equation should look like. So next, we must not subtract, but divide each of these terms by negative 5. And we do that because it matches mx right here plus b right here. And so the only thing left is to get rid of the pesky coefficient by y. And we do that by dividing by negative 5. So negative 5, negative 5, negative 5. And that gives us 9 over negative 5x minus 7 is equal to y. And you can switch it around to say y is equal to negative 9 over 5x minus 7, just to make it look a little nicer. Okay, let's continue to the next one. And I always like to write or look at reference to y equals mx plus b. So we see that y and x are on both different sides. So because they're on different sides, that's great. But this term right here, negative 6, constant, is on a different side than x. So we're going to have to move it to make it on the same side of x. And we do that by adding 6 to both sides. So we're going to add 6 here and add 6 here. So we have 2y is equal to negative 6x plus 6. Are we done? Not quite, right? Because we still have the 2y constant, the coefficient by y. So we divide by 2. So 2 divided by 2, and we get y is equal to negative 3x plus 3. Okay, so let's continue to the fourth problem. So we have negative 11x minus 7y equals negative 56. So we see x and y are on the same side, and that doesn't match our y equals mx plus b form of the equation. So we have to move x onto a different side by adding 11x plus 11x. And we get negative 7y is equal to 11x minus 56. We are not done, right? Because there's still a coefficient by y. So we divide by negative 7 for every single term. And we get y is equal to 11 over negative 7x plus 8. And that is our final answer. So let's look at the next one as well. So the next one is 5 over 3y is equal to negative x minus 5. So this is a little different from the ones we've been doing before. And so it's two separate ways to solve this. So I'm going to solve them two separate ways. The first way I'm going to solve it is by multiplying by 3. So I multiply by 3 because we have a fraction 5 over 3. And I like to get rid of fractions. So we multiply by 3 and we get 5y is equal to negative 3x minus 5. Next, I'm going to distribute the negative 3. So we distribute to here and here using the distribution properties. So we do 5y is equal to negative 3x plus 15. Next, we divide each side by not negative 5, but positive 5. 5, 5, 5, and we get y is equal to negative 3/5 x plus 3. Okay, so that's one way to solve this problem. I'm going to show you another way to solve this problem. So, another way to solve this problem is by distributing the negative sign first. So, we have 5 over 3 is equal, y is equal to negative x plus 5. The next thing we have to do is divide each of these terms by 5 over 3. So 5 over 3 here, 5 over 3 here, 5 over 3 here. So something like this, I always suggest using your calculator for, and remember to use your parentheses to help you with the fractions. But we can always do it by hand. So these cancel out, y is equal, and so we have negative 1 divided by 5 over 3. So we have negative 1 divided by 5 over 3. And we can use the keep, flip, change. So we're going to keep it as negative 1. We're going to change to multiply. And we're going to also flip this to 5 over 3 over 5, not 5 over 3. So y is equal to negative 3 over 5x. Or you can also just think it's the reciprocal, so you flip it. Next, we're going to divide 5 divided by 5 over 3. And it's a 5 times 3/5 once you go through the process of keep, flip, change. And we get plus 3 as well. So it's two different ways to solve problems, but we ultimately get the same answer. So let's go to the next one. We have negative 2 times 2x plus y equals 28, and we're trying to get to the y equals mx plus b form. So you can do that by distributing, right? So you distribute to each of the terms. So we get negative 4x minus 2y is equal to 28. Now we must bring x over to the other side. So we're going to add x, 4x, which has the x term. And we get negative 2y is equal to 4x plus 28. The last step is we'll divide by negative 2. And we get y is equal to negative 2x. So let me write that down. Negative 2x minus 14. Okay, let's look at our last four problems. So we got negative 14x plus y equals 7. So we're trying to make it look like y is equal to mx plus b. And we do that by moving negative 14x over. So you add 14x, add 14x, and we get y is equal to not negative, but positive 14 x plus 7. To make sure you have a nice view of the final answer is y equals 14x plus 7. Okay, so this next one, I'm going to use the multiplication trick. So we're again wanting to look like y is equal to mx plus b. So we're going to multiply it by 3. Just to get rid of that pesky fraction. So we have 36, y is equal to 8x minus 48. This multiplication cancels out the 3. So next, the last thing we have to do is divide by 36 to get rid of the coefficient from y. Now our final answer is y is equal to x over 2 over 9 minus 4 over 3. And we get this answer by reducing fractions. So for 8 over 36, I'm going to say what goes into both. And 4 goes into both. So I'm going to divide by 4 on the top, divide by 4 on the bottom, and we get 2 over 9. We can do the same thing for 48 over 36. So we have 48 over 36. So we're going to think of which number divided by each will give us the correct answer. So divide by 12. So that's the greatest common multiple, right? 48 divided by 12 gives us 4. And 36 divided by 12 gives us 3. So that's how we ultimately got y is equal to 2/9 x minus 4 over 3. You can always put this in your calculator as well. I suggest everyone put this in the calculator to really check your answers and make sure you're all right for tests. Let's continue to question number 9. So number 9 has a fraction, so you can solve this in 2 different ways. So let me show you the 2 different ways you can solve this problem. The first way is just to multiply to get rid of the fraction. So I'll multiply each side by 2. The 2's cancel out and we get 3x minus y is equal to 18. Then we must distribute. You get 3x minus 3y is equal to 18. Next, we have to bring it over, right? Because we still are trying to get this y equals mx plus b form. So we subtract 3x, we get negative 3y equals negative 3x plus 18. Next, we divide by negative 3, and we get y is equal to 3, not 3 because we divided each of them by 3. So that's a good reminder why it's good to draw everything out to remember y is equal, and we're dividing by negative 3. Y is equal to x minus 6. So that's one way you can solve this problem. There's also another way you can solve this problem by distributing first. So if we distribute first, we get 3x minus 3y over 2 is equal to 9. Then we must multiply by 2. So we get 3x times 2 minus 3y is equal to 18. Then we will subtract 3x from both sides like we did before. So negative 3x plus 18. And we divide by negative 3. And we get y is equal to x minus 6. So 2 different ways. the same answer. So the final question we have is 2/3 x plus 4y minus 2. It's good to write y equals mx plus b to see our goal. So next, we must subtract 2x to get x on a different side than y. So minus 2/3 x minus 2/3 x, and we get 4y minus 2 is equal to negative 2/3 x. Now let's distribute. So we get 4y minus 8 is equal to negative 2/3 x. Next, let's add 8, and we get 4y is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 8. And last but not least, we divide by 4, and we get y is equal to negative 1/6 x plus 2. So the fraction can definitely be done in your calculator, and that will get you to your final answer. Well, this is all we have for you today, and you can please like and subscribe for more videos from Brainstream Tutoring. Thanks, bye.